The Mysterious Key of Charlie Chaplin. It was a cold winter morning in London. Charlie Chaplin walked slowly through the foggy streets. He wore his famous hat, mustache, and carried a small bamboo cane. People smiled when they saw him, but Charlie looked serious today. He had lost something very important, a small brass key. This key opened a secret box from his past. Inside the box were old letters, photos, and a film reel. The film was never shown to the public. Charlie believed it held a message from his mother. She had passed away when he was young. The last place he remembered having the key was near the theater. He went back to the stage where he once performed as a child. The building was old and almost empty now. A janitor named Tom was sweeping the floor. Tom said he found a shiny object under the piano. Charlie's heart jumped. Could it be the key? But Tom said he gave it to a woman with red hair. She wore a long coat and hurried away toward the river. Charlie thanked Tom and ran out into the cold. He followed footprints in the frosty ground. Near the Thames River, he saw a small boat painted blue. On the boat sat the red-haired woman holding a metal box. "Is that my box?" Charlie asked gently. The woman looked up, surprised. "My name is Clara. I knew your mother." Charlie sat down beside her. Clara explained that she was a singer in the same theater long ago. She promised your mother to keep the box safe if anything happened. But over time, she forgot about it until yesterday. She found it behind a wall during repairs at her house. Together, they opened the box with the brass key. Inside, there was a letter addressed to Charlie. His mother wrote, "My dear son, no matter where life takes you, remember to laugh, because laughter heals the world." There was also a photo of them together when he was 5. Charlie wiped a tear from his eye. Clara gave him an old music record, too. It was a song his mother used to sing. Charlie invited Clara to come see his next film premiere. She smiled and said yes. They walked back to the city as the sun began to rise. That night, Charlie added a new scene to his movie. It showed a poor man finding a letter from his mother. The audience laughed at first, then grew quiet. Many people cried. It became one of his most beloved films. Years later, people still talk about that mysterious key. They say it didn't just open a box, it opened Charlie's heart. The Voice of Dreams. It was a sunny morning in Los Angeles. Maria woke up early, her heart beating fast. Today was the audition day for The Voice USA. She had dreamed of this moment since she was 12. Her mother used to sing old Mexican songs while cooking. Maria learned every word and melody by heart. But last year, her mother got very sick. She passed away in winter, leaving Maria alone. Before she died, she said, "Sing, mija, sing for both of us." So Maria decided to try out for the show. She practiced every night in her small apartment. Her neighbor, Mr. Kim, often knocked on the wall. "Too loud!" he would shout. But sometimes Maria heard him humming along. On the day of the audition, it rained heavily. Maria slipped and fell on her way to the theater. Her knee hurt and her sheet music got wet. Still, she walked inside with courage. The judges sat on big red chairs. They did not know her name or story. Maria took a deep breath and began to sing. It was her mother's favorite song, Bésame Mucho. At first, only one chair turned, Adam Levine. Then Blake Shelton turned too. Alicia Keys smiled and clapped. Even Kelly Clarkson stayed facing forward. Maria felt sad, but kept singing. When she finished, everyone stood up. Adam said, "That voice, it came from the soul." Blake added, "You've got pain and power in your tone." Alicia said, "I heard your mother in your voice." Even Kelly turned around, not during the song, but after. She said, "I'm sorry I did not turn, but I felt something real." Maria chose to join Team Alicia. Weeks passed, and the competition grew tough. Maria sang ballads, pop songs, even rock. In the semifinals, she faced Jake Thompson. Jake was handsome, famous on TikTok, with millions of fans. He sang perfectly, always hitting high notes. Everyone thought he would win. But Maria sang a new song, one she wrote herself. It was called Mama's Voice. The audience cried. The judges were silent at first. Then Alicia stood up and hugged her. "She is not just singing," Alicia said. "She is healing." Maria moved to the final round. The night before, Mr. Kim visited her door. He handed her a small radio. "This played your mom's song. I listened every night. You reminded me of my daughter." Maria smiled through tears. On live TV, Maria sang again. This time, she sang in both English and Spanish. When she finished, the studio exploded with cheers. Jake came on stage and shook her hand. He said, "You won with heart." And then the votes came in. Maria won The Voice USA. After the show, she started a music school for kids. She named it Mama's Voice Academy. Mr. Kim became the janitor and sometimes sang in the hall. And every year, on her mother's birthday, Maria sang Bésame Mucho under the stars. The school football match. It was Monday morning at Greenfield Middle School. Everyone was excited about the football match on Friday. The school team, the Greenfield Tigers, would play against Hilltop Academy. Tom was the captain of the team, and he practiced every day after class. His best friend, Lucy, was not on the team, but loved football. She helped Tom by keeping score during practice. 2 days before the match, Tom twisted his ankle while running. He couldn't walk without pain, and the doctor said he should rest. Coach Wilson told Tom he might not be able to play in the final game. Tom felt sad and worried that the team would lose without him. Lucy saw how upset Tom was and had an idea. She asked Coach Wilson if she could join the team as a substitute player. At first, Coach Wilson said no, because only boys were on the team. But Lucy argued that she knew the rules and played well with her brother. Some players agreed with her, but others laughed and said girls couldn't play. The coach thought for a long time and finally said, yes, Lucy could train for 2 days. If she played well, she could take Tom's place. Lucy trained hard every hour after school. Tom watched from the bench and cheered for her. On Thursday evening, Coach Wilson made his decision. Lucy was fast, smart, and passed the ball perfectly. She would start the game instead of Tom. On Friday, the field was full of students and parents. Hilltop Academy scored first in the first 10 minutes. The Greenfield crowd became quiet and nervous. In the second half, Lucy got the ball near her goal. She ran past 3 players like the wind. Then she passed it to Ben, who kicked it into the goal. The crowd jumped up and shouted, "Go Tigers!" 5 minutes later, Lucy took a corner kick. Tom, still on the sideline, gave her a sign they had practiced. She kicked the ball high, and Mark headed it into the net. The game ended 2-1 for Greenfield. Everyone celebrated on the field. Coach Wilson said it was the best team effort he'd ever seen. Tom walked to Lucy and gave her a big hug. "You saved the game," he said. Lucy smiled and said, "We all did." From that day on, the team allowed both boys and girls to play. And Tom and Lucy became known as the true captains of the Tigers.